Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am excited to do this reading because last 2 days I actually had quite a lot of downloads and I wanted to film, but I was sick and you can probably still hear it in my voice. And I was just sick and I felt like, oh man, all I needed was a rest because the last couple of weeks were just very intense with work and just a lot of traveling and so having this cold or fever that I had has just literally forced me to stop because I was doing too much. And some of it was out of my control. It really was something, and I think I was meant to go through it because it alerted me to the fact that I'm meant to prioritize certain things, and there are certain things I just need to let go of. And this full moon really was a great process to let go of those things that were in my mind that were taking up space more than they should have, ever, more than they ever should have. But it alerted me to the fact that, okay, this no longer exists in my world. I'm in a transition phase right now and I get to select, and I have the privilege to select what stays in my world and what doesn't. And so do you. If you have been dealing with something like this is your kind of reminder that to let go and to really sift and sort through what fits in your life and what doesn't. Are certain habits no longer fitting in your life? Are certain ways of being, thought patterns, people, places, are they no longer resonating? That's when you're meant to let go of those things. And you have that choice. And I truly, truly believe that we are privileged enough to have that choice, and you can decide it right now. So, just talking about the fever that I had, like last night and the night before were just kind of awful because I was just like, oh my god, why am I getting this fever? Like, what is happening? And this has always happened that I have noted in my life, and I don't get like sick very often. And this has only ever happened when my body is trying to say that it's time for a change, or there are certain patterns not working. Stop and look at this. And it's almost like, whilst fever is just horrible to have and we want to control it as much as possible, sometimes you have to just let it run and get, in some ways, to a point where your immune system is kind of regenerated and replenished. And there is a book that talks about this concept, which is called Cured. And I have it right here because I was just making notes on it. And it's the power of it's called Cured. And it talks about the power of immune system and the mind-body connection. And it really talks about how healing our nervous system and healing our mind patterns that have been running for years and years and years are actually causing these stress-induced illnesses and problems within our body. And there is also a quote in this book which mentions that actually forgiveness for your past is actually linked for the spike of natural killing cells in your immune system. So I would really recommend you to read up this book more about it. Obviously, it talks a lot about like nutrition, what you can really adopt in your life to have a healthier life and choose it more and more on your terms. And if you want to go onto this path, and it's not easy because you have to be very self-disciplined and you have to discern what stays in your life and what no longer stays in your life, to be honest. And that is that is your decision. But I highly recommend this book to get more of an idea of how your immune system is linked to, has a direct correlation to your healing and forgiveness. I know this full moon that just happened on the 30th of August or 31st, depending on where you are in the world, was quite a potent time because it really was kind of like letting go of a lot of old patterns and thoughts, and I actually meditated on that day, and my amazing yoga teacher, Ina, I'll put her details down below. She organized a full moon ritual. It's in German, so all my German speakers, she is amazing. Check out her website and Instagram page. She did this ritual, and it was really all about kind of like letting go the past, and we did combining yin yoga with journaling prompts and how to kind of let go of this. And it's really, and I think that's why the sickness has come up, because it really is kind of bringing up what has been underneath the surface, and now it's kind of relaxing into it. It's kind of, I see it as a rejuvenation of our immune system and our health and us, and we are entering into a new phase. So yeah, that's what I have to say about it. So yes, I do recommend this book. Really, really interesting. Really interesting. Okay, let's see what messages we have for the next week, and where are we today, and what do we need to do? What strategies do we need to adopt to go further into our next phase, and what are we really coming into? I'm excited. Right, so let's have a look. I'm going to do the Lightseers Tarot. Anyone who is interested in Lightseers Tarot deck, it's an amazing deck for if you're a beginner especially. The pictures are so well depicted, and they're very easy to relate to, and the meanings are easier to kind of form. So I highly recommend this deck. Right, let's see what comes up. The Magician, you're in a creation phase. All right, this is amazing. Right now is a great time to decide, really, as cheesy as it sounds, but who you want to be. You're in the middle of some sort of an identity transition. So you're letting go of a certain identity that you used to identify with for the last couple of years. Now you're kind of stepping into someone else. And what you want to be clear about is who this person is. What do they do? What do they like to do? What kind of people are they surrounded by? What kind of sports do they do? What kind of clothes do they wear? What kind of people do they let into their lives and not let into their lives? What kind of places do they go to? What do they eat? It really is getting as specific as possible. Really is a great time for creation. Take these next 3 days, the weekend, to simply go through that. I really recommend it, highly recommend it. Yeah, you're about to create something quite magical, quite aligned with your purpose, and yeah, I would not compromise on that. So put yourself as priority this week. Right, let's see. King of Cups. All right, some of you need to get in touch with your spiritual practices. So whatever that is for you. For some of you, it may look like simply running, walking through, walking in nature. It may even look like meditating or doing some sort of practices which make you feel like you are being grounded, and you are getting more and more kind of becoming more and more at peace with yourself. Yeah, some sort of spiritual practices you need to go and connect with. It may even involve something to do with water. Maybe you're meant to go closer to water and kind of spend as much time as possible to kind of calm yourself there. Yeah. Four of Wands, a celebration. For some of you, a celebration is coming. Maybe you're meant to go to an event. Maybe, yeah, you're celebrating something with a lot of people this month. Or it's coming soon. Or maybe some of you will be getting an invitation, and it will be a lot of fun. And it will involve a lot of people that are perhaps more aligned to you. Or you may meet people there who are more aligned to you and what you bring to the table. So yeah, yeah, I would think about that one. That where do you want to go, or actually, not even where you want to go. This is going to come to you. This invitation, some sort of a celebration. Okay. Let's see. Judgment. Letting go of certain judgment. You might be judging yourself on something, or other people. This has come from me, and it's really been a very kind of revealed to me that what I've been judging myself on and other people on. And this wasn't obvious to me because obviously, because it was just running in my subconscious mind. But now that I've become aware of it, it's just, yeah, it's hard to even ignore. So yeah, what are you judging yourself on? Let's get one more card to get clarity on what this judgment means. King of Swords. Okay, your logical mind and your feeling mind. Oh, there's another card. Seven of Swords. Oh my god. Okay. Right. Your logical mind takes over every time you start to dream. It kind of shuts down your ideas. So you're thinking, I want to do this. But this logical mind says, okay, well, then you need to think about how the money is going to work out, how this is going to work out, how you're going to do. And that kind of holds you back. It kind of that holds you back because you listen to that voice, the logical voice that says, okay, but then you need this many clients, then you need this many customers. How are you going to raise that money? Do you really want to leave this situation right now? There are lots of good things here. It's kind of like this devil's advocate, which is actually not really running in your favor. This time it's not, because you are meant to be creating. You are in a creation phase, but your logical mind is pulling you into considering, okay, but maybe you should write down what you want to, how much budget you have, which is of course very, very good to do. But listen to that voice to a certain point, not to hinder you, but to aid you. See it as an aid to support your intuitive side and your creative side, rather than to pull you back and say, then I guess I just don't do it. You have an idea, and then all the logistics and everything, when you consider everything, it almost seems like, no, I don't even want to start, because it just seems impossible. And this is why we got the Seven of Swords card, which basically says this voice is in some ways tricking you to go back to your old way of being. This voice is tricking you. So be careful with that. And that's where your judgment is coming from. You actually have all the tools that you need to have in order to step into whatever next you're planning. You have all the tools. You don't need to do any more courses. You don't need to invest any more in yourself, especially if you've been going through training and coaching yourself. You don't need to do that anymore. What you need to do now is execute on the dream that you're having. And leading with a bit of naivety is not a bad thing. It's really not a bad thing. We're here to live our lives on our own terms, and that has become very clear more and more in this world. And yeah, that's what I would advise you to do. Basically, this tricking voice is going to be in your mind, and it's going to be saying certain things, and then almost it may be loud at some points and kind of like piercing, I see these crows, kind of like this piercing voice that is trying to tell you oh, but what about this? What about, you haven't considered this? How are you going to find a space for this? Okay, the space costs a lot. Yes, it does. But give the creation side of the creation side of your what do you call it? Yeah, the creation part, a bit more of a voice to at least equal, or if not a little bit more, to guide you through. Right. Let's see, what else do we need to know? I haven't done this chakra. Yeah, this chakra card deck in a while, so let's see what comes up. Oh, God. Okay. Faith, perseverance. I really like that. This is your sacral chakra, and this is your crown chakra. So having faith. Yeah, so when we got this card earlier, which was King of Cups, here, King of Cups, this tells you to go and connect with your spiritual, your kind of peace practices, whatever that looks like for you. And this is where you're strengthening the faith, whether that's faith in the universe, whether that's faith in your higher self, or whatever you believe in. That faith is what you are meant to increase right now, because you are protected, especially I think, generalizing, but this happens more so in females than males, that it is true, yeah. Females need to feel safe and protected in any situation that they're in. Have faith that you are safe and protected in whatever you are about to create next. And perseverance. So maybe the thing that it doesn't work out like in the first initial step, but that's okay. You're meant to go through it so that it works out in the next step, and then you are meant to persevere through it. It won't feel like hard work, like it won't feel like, oh my God, like this is just, no, that's not how it's meant to feel like. What it's meant to feel like is, okay, when there's a setback, right, okay, I have my faith in the higher self, I'm being guided in whatever way possible, and I know what I need to do the best for myself. And that's what perseverance looks like. It looks like going back to yourself, listening to your higher self, that intuition within you, and then going into the perseverance mode. And that is how you build resilience and trust within yourself. And I encourage you to strengthen that trust muscle as much as possible. Right, last cards. Oh God, I hope this cold gets better. Right, let's see what are the last messages that we need to know for next week. Okay, I'm going to take the top card. Practice. Yep, you're meant to strengthen your trust muscle through practices. This is what you're doing next week. You're somehow building some sort of practices within your life that ground you, that encourage that trust muscle, basically. That's what you're meant to do. You're meant to build these practices. It's not a competition. Okay, some of you, that for you it may be a reminder. I know it has been a reminder for me too, when why haven't I progressed as much as I would like? And it's just to remind you that it's not a competition, especially with the full moon this week. It would have reflected your past somehow. Things from the past would have come up. This may be like things like situations with your exes, that especially would have come up. And perhaps you have seen that, why they have moved on like so quickly, or they have done a lot of these things. They are achieving success. What about me? When is it going to happen for me? Yeah, that is the voice you need to control, because it's not a competition. Especially if you've done a lot of inner work, that won't exactly show up on social media. Social media will only show your best moments, and And whilst that may look like some good monetary success or the way it appears, there might be a complete different story behind the scenes. So just watch out for that. It's not a competition. Last card. Reflect. Okay. Start paying attention to the conversations that you have next week. You might receive some information from people which is going to reflect back to you about you. Yeah, people are going to be saying certain things, which is going to be a direct mirror as to what you, not what you, but like how you value yourself. This is hard. Yeah, this is a hard one to do because people are going to reflect back to you or are going to be kind of testing you. This is why you need to be strong in your spiritual practice or your some sort of a practice and build your trust and your self-worth, because your reality is going to reflect back to you and give you information on where you are right now. What thoughts have you, like where you are right now and how you see yourself and how you see your self-worth. This will not be easy. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. But that is the task for next week. All right, I hope you enjoyed this week reading. And again, this is a general reading. Take what resonates. And if you'd like a personal reading, I do 1 hour sessions. You can book with me via Instagram and ask me for more information. I also do Reiki, and I also do a combination of Reiki and reading. It's a whole package that I offer, which is we go through a reading where we see what is happening within you, and then Reiki is there to heal you from those practices, and then you feel the next week or month like there's been a shift within you. And I know it changed my life having done Reiki on me and readings as well, and how I guide myself and having this great confidence within my intuition. And now I trust myself fully, which wasn't the case before. I trust myself completely in what I'm doing and where I'm being guided to. And you can have that too. And you can trust yourself completely too. But you can book a session with me to see how to build that trust muscle and how to kind of see what lies in the cards and how it can guide you, really. And it's not necessarily about showing you the future, the complete future. It's about what your next steps are. What strategy do you need to incorporate for your next steps? Because strategy is what we need in our next steps and what we need to prioritize to live a wealthy, balanced, healthy, rich life. And that's what I can help you with. So book a session with me. Again, I also do normal coaching without holistic approaches, if that's what you're into. My skills lie very much in, especially for females, in a very male-dominated environment, corporate world. I have worked in those environments pretty much for the last 7 years. And I have picked up so many things, and I see so many patterns that us women have, which we don't recognize when we're in those environments because it's hard to. But you can incorporate them and see how can you not be taken advantage of and gain more from your work, more in your favor, and make it more in your terms. I have been through all of those things, and I have gone through those strategies, and I can help you with those. So book a session with me, and my website will be up soon, so you can book through there. But right now, just message me on Instagram, and I can sort you a session out. All right, have a nice week, and see you next week.